Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips leaders to achieve their greatest potential. Hey, hope you're doing great today and enjoying your week. Today, I'm going to talk about a topic that'll certainly have an impact on your work and overall productivity. But then again, it may not, because I'll share some tips with you that work for me. Today, I want to talk about how you work for a leader that you just cannot trust, or you simply don't trust. This may be somebody who has lied to you, or somebody who you know is talking behind your back and other coworkers' backs, or maybe a leader who demands one thing and does something completely opposite. Now, I have to admit, I've had the misfortune to have been in this situation way too many times throughout my career. And it can have a drastic impact on the way you work and the attitude that you bring to work, if you let it. However, there are things you can do to actually lessen the impact of a leader who has little integrity. One thing I've done is to stick to your values. No matter what your leader is doing, you have to do your job and accept the fact that your leader cannot be trusted. Now, this can work quite well, but it may take a lot to change your mindset so that you aren't bothered every time you make eye contact or see this leader. Truthfully, this is where I have a difficult time with this, because when I don't like something that somebody's doing, or I know somebody's lying to me, or I can't trust them, man, it's just pretty obvious from my facial expressions. I mean, I wear my emotions right out on my sleeve. Another thing that you can try is ask to talk to your leader and have a one-on-one conversation with him or her. Tell your leader exactly how you know the things that they've done and how it's difficult for you to trust them knowing what they did. Now, be sure to have specific events to discuss with them and bring them up in a way that can help them, not to just go in there and railroad them and condemn them. Because I'll guarantee if you go into your leader's office and just start blasting them, they're going to get ticked off and they're not going to hear a word you say. So approach them in a helping tone, a helping mindset. Still, another option is to file a complaint through HR if that'll make you feel better. And if you do, be sure to have proof of what you're filing the complaint about and possibly a few other people who witnessed the untrusting act. Personally, I'd use this only after talking to the leader, because sometimes when you bring things up to his or her attention, the behavior will change and improve. Now, of course, if the leader yells at you or reprimands you for bringing it up to them, well, then you have more justification to work through HR. For me, personally, I weigh all the facts. I determine everything that's going on. I schedule a time and a place to talk to the leader, and I bring it up to them in a non-threatening way. I usually start a conversation with the leader about being in a leadership role and how it's a big responsibility and how everyone watches every move that a leader does. And I'll introduce how things look from my point of view. Now, this gives the leader the opportunity to respond. And remember, many times, if you aren't seeing things from the leader's point of view, the entire situation may change. Like, for instance, maybe they said they would do something and their leader or their boss told them to do something else. A leader doesn't have time to explain everything that they're doing to all of their people. Finally, I take into consideration that we're all guilty of having a lot of flaws. It's just our human nature. Now, this does not in any way, shape, or form excuse lying or cheating or having double standards or just not telling the truth, but if we are willing to show grace and talk to individuals about the beef that we have with them, many times they're willing to work on it. And oh yeah, one more final thought. If you've listened to me for any amount of time, you know that I'm a Christian and I read the Bible often. And the Bible tells us about work in Colossians 3:23. It says, "Whatever you do, work heartily as you're working for the Lord, not for men." Now, I keep this verse in mind whenever I'm in a situation where I'm working for a leader who I can't trust. And that motivates me to do my absolute best, regardless of who the leader is. Hey, hope you have a great rest of your day. And feel free to email me what your thoughts are on this topic to Paul, that's Paul, at clcteam.com. Again, that's paul@clcteam.com. Additionally, man, I would love it if you can give me a 5-star review on iTunes or Amazon Alexa or whatever platform you listen to this podcast on. Hey, I hope you'll join us tomorrow. Until then, run to your challenges.